As you may have seen from the announcement, gentlemen, the Magical Girls banner is about to release soon, namely M.Suzumi and M.Reisa. Both appear to be limited banners, meaning you cannot hope for them to spook your pulls as off rates in future banners. With that said, is it worth pulling for them, knowing they are limited? There are two possible answers. I would say yes, they are worth pulling, with higher priority placed on M.Reisa rather than M.Suzumi. The other answer is no, if you are too poor to obtain them or have less than a single spark, as pulling without a spark is a high risk. But what if you do have a single spark? Should you spend that spark on them? Well, if you are looking for students who are most commonly used, it would be better to save those pulls for the Kizukira Run banner later. Alternatively, you could spend them on the Fest Recollection banner for older Fest students such as Wakamo, S. Hoshino, and Mika. However, if you are still questioning which banner is more worthwhile between the Kizukira Run and the Fest Recollection banner, I genuinely believe that Kizukira Run banner is far better. The reason is simple: if you mostly have support students and many of them are underleveled, that is still manageable because you can simply borrow a max level DPS. Unless of course, you already have Kizuki. In that case, you may spend your Pyrex to obtain the older Fest students mentioned earlier. However, you should think twice, as the actual Fest banner begins after that. Returning to the Magical Girls banner, are they truly worth pulling? Both magical banners still require further testing for more conclusive results. However, since we do not have much time before they arrive, I would say pull them just in case, as they may become extremely useful for future content. Technically speaking, the main content where they are currently viable is Yesid and Fury of Set, especially for those aiming to clear higher floors. They may also be usable in other raid content if you lack better options for clearing raid bosses. So, what exactly do these two units do? Starting with M.Suzumi, she is a supporter who increases attack and provides a basic proficiency buff, which means all damage sources are increased except X skill damage. The basic proficiency buff is quite valuable for certain students who do not rely heavily on their X skills for damage. In Fury of Set, she is particularly important for boosting damage dealt by Shiroko Terra and Swimsuit Izuna, as most of their damage comes from basic skills and basic attacks. That is essentially the main advantage of M.Suzumi. She is useful against Yesid, especially phase 2. Now we arrive at M.Reisa, the student who can only be described as peak healer behavior with a hint of brain-red engineering. Reisa in her magical girl form appears as a summon type healer. Her summon continuously heals allies within range over time while also granting them a moderate attack buff. In simpler terms, drop the summon, stand inside the circle, and suddenly your team becomes legally immortal. Truly a certified healing aura moment. Her basic skill allows her to increase striker critical damage once she reaches 5 stacks. This is usually indicated when her X skill cost is reduced by 3, which is the game politely telling you her X skill effectively becomes cost 1, and the critical damage buff can be applied alongside it. To put it plainly, because the description sounds more complicated than it actually is, once everything is running, she just keeps healing, buffing, and enabling your strikers to commit absolute damage crimes. The key point about M.Reisa is that she is a healer, and quite frankly a better one than Onsen Shigeru in many situations. The content where she has already proven useful includes Yesid Phase 1, Fury of Set, PvP. And if you are someone who cares about PvP, the next season may feel like hard mode without bringing M.Reisa, because everyone else will be sitting inside her healing field like, nah, we'd live. In short, she heals, she buffs, she reduces self-cost, and she refuses to elaborate further. Now let us discuss skill builds, in case you plan to pull them regardless, whether because they are limited, meta, or simply waifu. For M.Suzumi, you should max her X skill and sub skill. It is uncertain whether her basic and enhanced skills contribute significantly to her performance. However, if you decide to unlock enhanced skill plus by upgrading her to UE40, then you should max her enhanced skill to fully utilize the buff duration. But is UE40 worth it? Most players remain at 4 stars simply to clear Yesid, so UE40 is not strictly necessary, as 4 stars is already sufficient. For Sigma M.Reisa, the recommended approach is to maximize all of her skills. X skill 4 stronger healing and attack buffs, basic skill 4 improved critical damage buffs, enhanced skill 4 greater healing output. Sub-skill which is very crucial for supporting strikers. Most players build her to 5 stars to improve her healing output and ensure strikers can survive longer. UE40 is also acceptable if you wish to further enhance her healing capability. And that is essentially it. Also, let us not forget Rabu, who is available as a welfare student from the event. She is a solid unit and worth building, though primarily for Yesod only. She performs well against Yesod at insane difficulty or higher. For lower difficulties however, you may not require her, as Swimsuit Mika can simply punch a large hole through Yesod across both phases. Rabu is typically used as a CC inflictor to help fill the CC bar on the 2 towers, while her self-applied X skill effects are rarely utilized in that encounter. As for building her, it is recommended to increase her X skill to the maximum level, as this improves the CC duration, allowing the CC bar to be filled more efficiently. The rest of her skills will most likely have little to no impact on her performance in the raid. So, I am not entirely sure whether my explanation is perfectly clear, but to summarize, they may be worth pulling for future content that we have not fully tested yet. However, pulling without strong evidence may result in them being less useful than expected. Therefore, pull only if you are prepared for that possibility and have enough Pyrex. If you are aiming for more reliable and proven value, then Kizuki is the banner you should prioritize, followed by waiting for Bierisu and Kei. I am not telling you to skip these banners entirely. Simply pull if you are ready, and skip if you are not. It is not worth the risk if you are unsure whether they will help you. And that should be all. As always, Godspeed.